From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy. The leader of the Assembly of First Nations says her communities need to be equity partners in major projects. Indigenous communities have expressed concerns with federal and provincial laws meant to fast-track major infrastructure projects to stimulate the economy facing tariff impacts. AFN National Chief Cindy Woodhouse-Nepenak says it's important that First Nation leaders and premiers meet together as equals.
These conversations are not always easy. Our young country that we have with First Nations kind of always being on the sidelines, and it's time now in 2025 that First Nations are at the table.
Woodhouse-Nepenak says it was a productive conversation when she met with Canada's premiers today during their 3-day summit on tariffs and trade in central Ontario. Prime Minister Mark Carney has met with a bipartisan delegation of U.S. Senators who came up to Ottawa to discuss the ongoing trade conflict between Canada and the United States. Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska says the visit is about ensuring the relationship between the two countries and making sure everything is solid.
We think we have just about the right number of states in the United States, or this senator does. As much as we love our Canadian neighbors, we would like you we would like to respect that border between our two countries.
The senators say their meeting with the Prime Minister covered a possible softwood lumber export quota and strengthening the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade agreement. A Montreal father has pleaded not guilty to murdering his 9-year-old daughter after her body was discovered in New York State over the weekend. Police say 45-year-old Luciano Fratolin faces a charge of concealment of a human corpse and second-degree murder after police found his explanation of the incident around his daughter's death to be untrue. A person who answered the phone at a Montreal coffee shop importing and distribution company associated with the father called him a monster and noted they had not spoken in over a year. Police say the motive for the girl's murder and the cause of her death are still being investigated. The Manitoba government is keeping an eye on several communities where wildfire flames are encroaching. Hot and dry weather conditions over the weekend pushed flames near the communities of Leaf Rapids, Snow Lake, and Garden Hill First Nation. Kristen Hayward of the province's Wildfire Service says Leaf Rapids is surrounded by fires, but the town is prepared.
We do have a fire guard built around the town, as well as Office of the Fire Commissioner and Manitoba Fire Service have engines in town ready to go should any fire incur into the community.
Parts of northern Manitoba are seeing scattered rainfall, with more expected in the coming days. Israeli ground forces have pushed into areas in central Gaza, where several aid groups are based for the first time. Israeli military officials confirmed the incursion, which appears to be the latest effort to carve up the Palestinian territory with military corridors. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Blue Jays are hoping to make the most of an opportunity to get above the American League East standings when they start a 3-game series with the visiting New York Yankees. Toronto enters the game with a 3-game lead over the second-place Yankees. The Jays swept the Bronx Bombers in a 4-game series at Rogers Center 3 weeks ago. Winnipeg Jets forward Gabriel Vilardi says signing an extension with the NHL club was inevitable. Vilardi was a restricted free agent after posting career highs with 27 goals and 61 points last season. He signed a 6-year, $45 million U.S. contract last Friday. Canadians Victoria Mboko and Leila Fernandez are through to the second round of the Citi Open tennis tournament in Washington, D.C., with straight set wins. Mboko, an 18-year-old wild card, upset Russia's Anastasia Potapova, and Fernandez downed Australia's Maya Joint. From the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.